derivate means that derivate that we get, that indicates the apatya of that original word form. And this apatya artha, the the default pratyaya is an. Now this an adhikara, the pratyaya adhikara, goes for a very long time. Nearly 200 sutras come under this an adhikara, out of which another very big adhikara, artha adhikara, that we are studying right now is apatya artha. So an is our default pratyaya. However, if a particular word form belongs to a certain gana, like Shivadi, Bhavadi, certain different pratyayas have been told to us. So these pratyayas become the apavada to our default an. So before we start enjoining any pratyaya, we have to be sure that that prakriti, that word form, original word form that we are trying to find the derivate for, uh, does it belong to any of these special rules? And only if it does not belong to any of the ganas, no special sutra has been mentioned for these word forms, only then that an starts getting enjoined. So last we had seen, I think, was where we had seen a new gana. My God, this new things start coming now. Is my screen visible? All of you can see?
Visible, madam.
Yes, we
Visible,
can see.
visible,
Yes.
visible.
Okay, okay. So the last pratyaya we had seen was thak. And this pratyaya we saw gets enjoined if the prakriti, the base word, belongs to this gana called revatyadi, begins with revati. So whatever 5, 6, not 5, 6, around 10, 12 word forms which are mentioned in this gana, if you want to find a derivate in the artha of apatya, the pratyaya that should be enjoined is thak. For the derivation, don't forget that if a pratyaya begins with ph, dh, kh, ch, or gh, we have been given the adeshas. Ph gets replaced by ayan, dhakara by aya, khakara by in, chakara by iya, and ghakara by iya. Phadakachagam, ayaneyaniyaha, phadakachagam, pratyayadinam was the sutra. And for thakara, we are given thasya ikaha. So even the tho beginning pratyaya, the thakara, which is at the beginning of a pratyaya, gets an adesha ik. And that's why Revati, the son of Revati, becomes Revatika. That ik starts coming. Now, after this, we begin a small section which is called as Tadraja section. It is called Tadraja because of this sutra. This sutra also we will study. This is a Saudhya Sutra, Te Tadrajaha. This sutra tells us that right from 168 to 173, whatever pratyayas have been told, they get the Saudhya Tadraja. And that's the reason this section is called as Tadraja section. The pratyayas which have been given here, basically, 4 pratyayas, I, an, nya, and dyan. Dyan. These pratyayas get the Saudhya Tadraja. And we have studied enough now. We know that if certain grammatical element is getting given a particular Saudhya, it has certain uh, 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 purpose. So if a pratyaya has been given a Tadraja Saudhya, some prakriya, because it is a Tadraja Saudhya, will start getting applicated. So our sutra, sorry, this is our sutra. Te tadrajaha. Vritti is nothing because it is just a Saudhya sutra. And the Vritti also tells us that I adi pratyayas, which are coming before, they get the Saudhya tad raja. So now let us see which all pratyayas are getting enjoined, which are eligible to get this Saudhya tad raja. Janapada Shabdat Kshatriyat I. We are still in Apatya Artha. So whatever we are doing, it is in the sense of Apatya. Apatya. So the derivate is going to indicate the offspring, the child, the Apatya. The Pratyaya which has been told to us is I. So who is that Prakruti who is eligible to get the Pratyaya I in Apatya Artha? Has been told in these 2 words. Janapadat, Kshatriyat. Janapada, a name of a country, a name of a religion. Kshatriyat, a certain Kshatriya tribe, warrior tribe. So these 2 words are the qualifier of our Prakriti. If your word form is a name of a country, Janapada Shabda. So Janapada Vishesh, that word which is showing a particular country. In other words, name of a country. As well as if the same word is also a name of a particular Kshatriya tribe. So if you have such a word which at the same time is a name of a country as well as it is a name of a warrior class. If you have such a Prakruti, then in Apatya Artha, the Pratyaya to be enjoined is I. Now in I, Nga is an it, goes away. What remains is only Akar. Our Outsargik Pratyaya was An. Nakar was an it, goes away. So what remains is an Akar. So as far as the form of the Pratyaya is concerned, it is only Akara in both the cases, An as well as I. No difference in the form of a Pratyaya. However, every it that has been enjoined to a Pratyaya also indicates the swara that this final form is going to get. If this Pratyaya An has been enjoined, then the derivative becomes Antodatta. it becomes udatt. The last vowel becomes udatt. Whereas in I, the derivate becomes adyudatt, adi udatt. The first vowel starts becoming udatt. So this finer point we always tend to miss because we are not going to study Swara Prakriya. So in our classical language, Swara doesn't matter. So we don't think so much about the Prakriya. And we can, think that what is a big deal? Because the final form with An also I was going to get. Why a new Pratyaya? There is always a reason for it. And here the reason is I and An, the swaras, the pitch which gets given to the final derivative differs. All right. So basically, if you have a word form which is a name of a Janapada, country, region, as well as it is a name of a particular Kshatriya tribe, then in Apatyartha, we are enjoining I. So the example which has been given is Panchali, Panchala. So if we say Panchalasya Apatyam, this word Panchala or Videha or Ikshvaku, Kekaya, all these words are the name of the countries as well as they are the names of the Kshatriya tribe. So that is the reason when we are doing the derivate, the pratyaya which gets enjoined is I, Nitvat Adi Vruddhi, and we get Panchala. This word very famous because of Mahabharata. And in feminine, then it will get Neep, we will get Panchali. Why Panchali? Because she came from a country called Panchala and she also belonged to the tribe of Kshatriyas called Panchala. Similarly, Kekaya, Kaikai, Ramayana. Kekayasya Apatyam will be Kaikeya. And then we will get a Nip, we will get Kaikai. Videha, Videhasya Apatyam, name of a country as well as Akshatriya. Videhasya Apatyam will become Vaideha, Stri, Vaidehi, Sita. She was the daughter of Videha, where Videha is a name of a country or a name of a Kshatriya tribe. Huh? So whenever Janapada, Shabdat, Kshatriyat, Apatyarthe, Aisyat. Now these two words, they are the and condition, not an or condition. So it needs to be, for example, Puru, if we take. It is a name of a Kshatriya tribe. Yes, but it was not a name of a country. So we cannot enjoin I to the word like Kuru. So it has to, the same name has to be given to both these uh, meanings. Only then the pratyaya which gets enjoined is I. Now, under this, there are two very important varticals. One vartical says that if you have a word form which is a name of a country as well as a name of a warrior class, and if you want to come up with a name for the king of such a country, then to do that derivate, you do the same prakriya as if for apatya. Huh? क्षत्रिय समान शब्दात जनपदात तस्य राजनी apatyavat. So when we say Panchala, this word, Panchala, we right now said it is the apatya of Panchala. Apatya of, of that word, which is the name of a country as well as a name of a Kshatriya tribe. So some Kshatriya who belong to that tribe, and hence we call that Kshatriya as Panchala, and his apatya becomes Panchala. There, I forgot to tell. Here, Panchalasya Ekvachan I have taken. That would indicate what I just said. That this Panchala is a warrior belong to that tribe, and we are coming up with this derivative. But if I want to say that he is a son of India, we say that, right? He is the son of India. So in that sense, if this word Panchala I want to use, which is representing a name of a country, not a tribe. So in, son of Panchala, the Desh, the son of the country Panchala. The Laukika Vigraha for such a derivate will always get Bahuvachana for this. And then it will be Panchala Nam Apatyam. So just a little bit of a difference between the Laukika Vigraha and Alaukika also, of course. Here Alaukika will get Ekvachan Vibhakti. Here it is going to be Bahuvachan Vibhakti. So here Panchalasya would necessarily mean a Kshatriya which belongs to that tribe called Panchala. But if we do Panchala Nam, then we are giving it a sense of a son of a country. Panchala. Okay. So now our Vartika is saying that if you have Panchala, which is the name of a country as well as name of a Kshatriya tribe, then the word for a king of such a country, for that also follow the same prakriya as you are doing for finding the derivate for apatya. So we are going to get Panchalanam Raja, the king of Panchalas. And we will get Panchala. So Panchala, if we just look at this word, it is going to mean both Apatya as well as Raja. And this is one of the reasons why Panini has termed all these pratyayas as tadraja, because the derivative also indicates the king. King is also, now there can be an argument, is this Raja sense, this has been given to us by a Vartika. This is a Vartika. This is not a Sutra. Rajani Apatyavat. This is what Katyayana told us. So how can I make the claim that this is exactly what Panini had in his mind when he gave the Saudnyata Draja? So here again, we have to read between the lines. And then we have to come up with this glorious logic as to who is the king, if we look at it. In English, we actually call it first citizen. Not for king, but so king also is the best apatya of that country. That's why he's the king. Otherwise, he'll get overthrown. So even though he's a king, the same meaning of apatya is there. Panchalanam apatyam eva raja api. So such Vartikas, we can call them as Ukta Vartikas, Ukta Chinta. The Vartika is not giving us anything new which Panini has not already told to us. These Vartikas are making the Sutra Patha a little more clear to understand. So, the definition of Vartika is, Ukta, Anukta, Durukta Chinta Yatra Vartika. So, such Vartikas we can call as Ukta Chinta. This is what has been already told to us by Panini, by the very fact that he called these pratyayas as Tadraja. When he had millions of words in his bag, he just took this word, Tadraja. Because this is exactly what he meant. He had already assumed that we would understand that apatya doesn't actually mean just apatya. But when I'm saying Janapada Shabda, that is going to show me the king, the best of the apatyas. Huh? So Ukta Chinta, where the king also, to find a derivative, to find a word for the king of a particular country, but that country's name and the Kshatriya tribe, the names are the same. Then, same apatyavat. Go ahead, do it. And second Vartika, important Vartika, because this word Puru belongs to the Kshatriya tribe, but it is not a name of a country. So I cannot apply the Vartika, I cannot apply the Sutra. So this Vartika tells us Puroho Anavaktavya. That when your word form is Puru, Apatya Artha, do Pratyaya An. And we get Paurava. And third Vartika, Pandoho Dhyan. Of the word Pandu in Apatyartha, do the Pratyaya Dhyan. Now here when we say Pandu, Remember our sutra, these Vartikas are under a particular sutra. This Pandu is going to be a Janapada Vachaka Shabda, a Kshatriya Vachaka Shabda. And we are not talking about the Mahabharata Pandu, the father of Yudhishthir, the, the father of Pandavas. Because that Pandu, Mahabharat Wala, that name is not a name of a country. It was just a name of a particular person. Pandu also means someone who is extremely fair, more in the sense of he has anemia, and that's why he's so fair. Anemic. So this Pandu again does not mean there is some anemic person and I'm talking about his apatya. We cannot apply this sutra. I cannot do yai here or whatever is there. So this Pandu is Janapadavachi, name of a country, as well as Kshatriya Shabda, Kshatriya Vachi, name of a tribe. Then Vartika says do an. Sorry, not an. Do Dyan. Now of this Dyan, Dakar is an it, Nakar is an it. What remains is Y. Because Dakar is an it, this pratyaya becomes a dit pratyaya. In our Ashtadhyayi, pratyayas have been made dit with a specific purpose of T-lopa by the Sutra Tehe. So if any word form is getting followed by a dit pratyaya, the Sutra Tehe tells there has to be a T-lopa of bha. Anga is bha, is getting followed by a dit pratyaya. There has to be a T-lopa. Acho antyadi T. In our Pandu, only this Ukara is T. And we get Pandyaha. Now, if this was Pandu, our Yudhishthir's father, we will have to go with An, our Outsargik An. Or Gunaha, like Upagu. It will get Guna Adesha. Echo Yavayavaha will get Pandavaha. But if it is a country and Kshatriya tribe, Apatya Artha, King Artha is going to be Pandya. These were the kings of South, isn't it? The Cholas and the Pandyas is what we call them in Hindi, in English. But the true way of pronounce it is not Pandyas, it is Pandyas. These were the people who ruled the Kerala region. So they came from a country called Pandu. And they belong to the Kshatriya tribe called Pandus. Okay? So 3 Vartikas Raja, meaning also, we follow the same prakriya as apatya. When Janapada and Kshatriya, blah blah, is there. But if it is Puru, do the pratyaya. And if the Janapada Kshatriya Shabda is Pandu, do the pratyaya Dyan. And we get Panchala, Paurava, Pandya. In the same section, Kuru. If your word is Kuru, or it begins with a nakar, Nadi, no Adi, Yasya Saha. So, with the word Kuru, or with a word form which begins with nakara, when they are Janapada Kshatriya Vachaka Shabdas, they are representing the names of a country as well as a warrior tribe. The pratyaya is Hniya. So as you can see, this Hniya is an apavada to that earlier ain. Kuru, name of a Janapada, as well as name of a Kshatriya tribe. The pratyaya which has been told to us is Hniya. So if we say Kuroho apatyam or Kurunam apatyam, either Kshatriya is apatya or country is apatya in that sense. Kuru, what was the pratyaya? Nyo. In Nyo, Nakara is an it, goes away. What remains is Yakara. Now, we have Or Gunaha. Guna Adesh happens. And long time ago, when we were doing our Ach Sandhi, there in Echo Yava Yavaha, we had read, under that, we had read another sutra, Vanto Yi Pratyaya. That means if your H is getting followed by a pratyaya which begins with a yakara, ye pratyaya pare, echo ho vanta deshahasya. Means here technically H is not getting followed by a vowel. Echo yava yavaha we cannot apply. However, because of this, vanta desha. So when a yakar adi pratyaya is following H to the vanta desha. By vanta desh, we mean do that aya, ava. Because of this, we get Kavravya. Oh, sorry, Adi Vruddhi. I forgot. And we get Kauravya. Now, we don't use this word Kauravya at all. We use Kaurava. Because this word Kuru also has been read under Utsadi Sutra, Utsadi Gana. So Kuru has been read in Utsadigana, and there we are told in Prak Divyati Artha, do I. What is the use of making this sutra if you already are giving I? You have included this word in Utsadigana. So in all Praktivitis Arthas, whether it is Raja Artha, Apatya Artha, any other Artha, we already know the pratyaya that we need to do is I. Sutra is Vyartha. Too many sutras. Panini got tired. Of course not. The difference between this sutra and Utsadigana is this Ru, first of all, is Dirgha. Kuru. And this word is a name of a person, a name of a king. Only the name of a king. Whereas this Kuru is a name of a Janapada and Kshatriya. So Kauravya is someone who belonged to a country called Kuru, and Kuru was the name of that Kshatriya tribe. Whereas Kaurava just means Kuroho Apatyam. This Kuru was not Janapada Kshatriya Vachi Shabda. And that's why he has been included in Utsadigana. Okay. Our second one was No Adibhya. If your word form begins with an akara, even there, and all that, Tadraja, it is Janapada Kshatriya Vachi. The pratyaya to be enjoined is Niya. So Nishidha, Nishidhasya Apatyam becomes Naishidhya. Naishidhiya Charitam, we have one of the Panchamaha-kavyas. This is because he was the son of this country, Nishidha. Or we can say he is the king of the country, Nishidha. Because even the Raja Artha get the same prakriya as Apatya. So the pratyayas that we just studied were I, Dyan, our Nyo. All these pratyayas get called Tadraja. Tadraja is the technical term which has been given to these pratyayas. Now, it doesn't mean that only for 168 to 173, only these pratyayas get Tadraja Saudhya, because Kashika and even Mahabhashya gives us a few more examples from later sutras where the same meaning of Janapada and Kshatriya is there, where some other pratyayas have been given. So even though this sutra has been placed here, even the sutras which are mentioned later on, where Janapada and Kshatriya Vachi Shabdas have been given different pratyayas, even those pratyayas will get the Saudhya Tadraja. What is the purpose of giving this Saudhya Tadraja? Is these pratyayas which get this Saudhya Tadraja get elided when we want to show the bahutva of the derivative. So instead of saying panchadasya apatyam, if I want to say panchadasya apatyani, or panchalanam rajanaha, the kings of the country of Panchala. So whenever we have a bahutva vivaksha, bahushu artheshu, the pratyaya is elided. Look, eligen. But not in striya. So when you have this derivate in strilinga, by adding some stri pratyaya, like Panchali, Vaidehi, there that pratyaya is not getting elided. Very similar thing we had seen in Gargadigana, where the Gotra apatya, Yaya Yoshcha, that Yai and Ai pratyayas get elided when Bahutva Vivaksha is there, when that plurality is to be shown. Similarly, here also, we will get the elision of the Tadraja pratyaya, the pratyaya which is eligible to get this Sanya Tadraja, when that Bahutva is to be shown. So Panchala, I don't remember if we had discussed this at that time, but let us do that here. We had come up with this derivate Panchala, which is actually what? Panchala Ain. If I want to say Panchalasya Apatyani, Bahutva, we are told the look elision of this particular affix. Lopa is elision. When a particular pratyaya is to be elided, we find that instead of saying lopa, the words like look, shlu, and lup are used. Pratyayasya luk, shlu, lupaha. So if a varna is getting elided, we don't find luk, shlu, or lup. These words are used for the elision of a pratyaya. What is the difference between a simple lopa when I'm told elide a pratyaya by using this word lopa versus a look elision? What is the difference? The difference is given in the sutra na lumata angasya. If we have done this sutra, if you guys are very confident, do let me know. Then we'll not waste our time.
Madam, we have not done this.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then we will talk about this. The sutra is na lumata angasya. There is a sandhi. I have not written the sandhi. Luk, shlu, and lup. All this lakara is still in all three of them. So this lu is indicating this, not lu, lu. This lu is indicating these three. What this sutra basically tells us is, I'll just write this once again. Panchala Ai. What did the prakriya? What prakriya did we do? We first did the Adi Vruddhi. Then we elided the akara post lakara, and we got Panchal. Now this Adi Vruddhi and Lopa of akara that we did, these two functions were done on the anga of this pratyaya ain. Anga Sognya. We started Subanta, so anga is a very important concept in the pratyaya vidhis. So these two operations were done on the anga of this pratyaya because of this pratyaya. Yeah. So when we are told the elision of the pratyaya, which is lu kind of an elision, either luk or shlu or lup. The lu kind of elision of the pratyaya would reverse all the karyas which were done on the anga because of that pratyaya. This is na lumata angasya. A got elided in bahutva vivaksha, suppose. This elision is a look kind of an elision. This is what our sutra told us. That do look. Because of this look, the anga karya that were done, they become invalid. They get reversed. The anga karyas do not continue after the lu kind of an elision. That would mean the vruddhi which was done gets reversed. The alopa which was done also gets reversed. And we are left with panchala when bahutva vivaksha is there. So our form is going to look like Panchalaha, Panchalau. But in Bahutva Vivaksha, we are going to get Panchalaha. Panchalan, Panchalaihi. This Adi Vruddhi reversed. Because our Pratyaya is look elided. It is a lu kind of an elision. Now here it is very important to understand only the karyas which are done on the anga, they are reversed. On the anga. So when we have Gauri, Su gets elided. Hal nyabhyo dirgha suti sapruktam hal. If you've not done yet this sutra yet, it's okay. Or even Rama, Su. You'll do this sutra in very, very great detail. Don't worry. In both cases, Su, this Su is also told to be look elision. There is a look elision of Su. And that's why we are left with Prathama Ekvachan of Rama or Gauri. No pratyaya. Lu elided. It was a look elision. How can I call these pada? Definition of pada is suptingantam padam. That word form which ends in sup, or those word forms which end in things, get the Saudhya pada. First of all, the su is not there. I can't see su here. Don't tell me pratyaya lope pratyaya lakshanam, because this is look elision. So that is this angasya, very important. Because the pada saudhya is not getting given to the anga of that pratyaya. The pada saudhya gets given to this entire unit. So no lumata angasya, we cannot say, how can I call it pada? Su is not there. Arre, but was that an anga karya? This definition of pada, that is not an anga karya. That is not an operation which is been told for the anga versus this. See the difference. Adi Vruddhi, Akara Lopa, these are the operations which have been told for the anga. Taditeshu acham adehe, angasya acham adehe. Yasyati cha, bhasya, I varna avarna yoho lopahasya. Bha, what is a bha? It is an anga. This saudhnyas gets given to the anga of the pratyaya. है ना? So only the anga karyas, only the operations which are done on the anga, because of that pratyaya, they get reversed. They no longer carry. This is the meaning of Narumata Angasya. If this point is not clear, don't worry. In Subanta Prakarana, this point will be covered. When we do Rama or Gauri, where that Su is getting elided, or even in our Halanta Pullinga.
Madam,
ठीक है? So, तद्राजस्य बहुषु, look, न tu striyam. Only one word remaining in this sutra. Tena eva. Tena eva tells us that this bahutva vivaksha is for the apatya artha or for the raja artha. I am talking about many apatyas of Panchala, many kings of Panchala. Only then this look should be there. Counter example. If I make a samasa, a bahuvrihi samasa, where I am saying that priyah panchalah yesham te, all those for whom this panchala is very, very dear. Here the bahutva is not for panchala, but it is the bahutva of all those to whom panchala is real. Panchala is dear. है ना? So even though when I say priya panchalaha bahutva vivaksha, this bahutva vivaksha is not for panchala, but it is for the anya padartha. The other which is getting indicated by this samasa. So when this anya padartha bahutva vivaksha is there, at that time, there is no elision. So if I make a samasa, priya panchala, even Bahuvachan is going to look like Panchalaha. It is not going to become Panchalaha. And to show this, Tena eva tad artha krute bahutva. Only in that meaning when Bahutva Vivaksha is there. Apatya artha or Raja artha. Only in those cases when you want to talk about plurality, apatyani, rajanaha, then there should be a legion of the pratyaya. However, if the word that you are beginning with, the Janapada Kshatriya Vachak word, is Kamboja, for Kamboja, even for Ekvachan, Vivachan, and Bahuvachan, in all the three Vachanas, our pratyaya is elided. So if we begin with Cambodia, is the old name of present-day Cambodia. So if I am saying Kambojasya, apatyam, apatye, apatyaniva, in all three vachanas, the I which was getting enjoined, whether I am enjoining su or au or jas, in all three cases, I is look elided. So the king of Cambodia will be called as Kamboja. The son of Kamboja is also Kamboja. There, that Kamboja, all that Adi Vruddhi and all, we are not going to see. So even if it is two apatyas, which was not happening in Panchala, for Dvitva, we were going ahead with that pratyaya, that I was still there. But for Kamboja, in all Ekvachan, Vivachan, Bahuvachan, the pratyaya is getting elided. So it brings me always, I always think that what is the need of this sutra? Of course, there is a need of a sutra because he has made a very, what should I say, a Samanya Sutra of Janapada. Kamboja is a Janapada. So he had to give the negation for Kamboja. But basically, I mean, Prakriya wise, basically, I am adding the Pratyaya. I am coming up with a new derivate called Kamboja. And then when I add Su, I go back to Kamboja. Kamboja, whatever. And on top of that, there is a Vartika which says that not only for Kamboja, but other words like Chola, Shaka, Kerala, Yavana do the same thing. Elide the Pratyaya. So today we saw Pandyas and we saw Cholas also. Who says grammar doesn't teach you anything else? Grammar teaches you so much, even history. So for the Cholas, Janapada Kshatriyavachi, Shaka, Janapada Kshatriyavachi, Kerala, and Yavana. Even for them, our Pratyaya is going to get elided. ठीक है? Whoosh. So that brings us to the end of the apatya adhikar. Lot of pratyayas, lot of utsarga apavada, apavada to apavada, lot of ganas, and we have studied only 20% of apatya adhikar. Just to give you perspective of how big this section is. Any questions? Anything not clear? Anything you want me
Madam,
to
when
rediscuss?
this all this elision takes place, what about the declension in various vibhaktis and bachanas?
Vibhaktis, that's what we said, no? Whenever
No,
the
but Prathama,
elision,
no, that's okay.
huh,
Kamboja, okay. But
huh,
what about going with the particular, this particular thing applies only for one vibhakti, I thought. That is Prathama,
no, all vibhaktis, all vibhaktis,
all
all
vibhaktis.
vibhaktis.
I see.
Yes. So here I have
Oh,
just shown prathama, but
hmm,
even for dvitiya,
I
it
see.
will be panchalan
I
and
see.
not panchalan.
I see.
Similarly for Kamboja,
Oh, okay. That means
all vibhaktis,
all those pratyas sup will be applied, but
suauja,
with
samauchas,
no
all
change in
21
Kamboj. With change will not be there in Kamboj. Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
For all the vibhaktis, once, see, there is a tadhita section where we are coming up with a derivative. So, Kambojasya apatyam, we would do all the prakriya and we will come up with Kamboja, Adivruddhi, and whatever. Now, I want to use this word in language. So, I need to enjoin one of these 21 vibhaktis, either Prathama, Dvitiya, whatever. The moment I enjoin a vibhakti which is showing me ekvachan or dvivachan or bahuvachan, this goes back. This I gets elided and we get Kamboj in all 21. Yes. Similarly, even here, Panchada, in all 21 vibhaktis. Bahutve, only in bahuvachana, we are going to see the elision of I. Yeah. Answers your question, sir?
I partly understood. I think I'll have to do some more study, maybe.
Study, it's unfortunately never ending. That is
No,
the
I know.
problem.
It can't be
And it's
because,
just so big that it takes a little time
basically,
to
when
digest also.
these things will take some time for me to fully grasp, but I have understood something now.
Yes, 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 yes. Takes a little time to digest. Yes, absolutely. All right, chalo. Now apatya over. Huh? Now we are going to see some different meanings. We are still in the adhikara of an. So here also, even though now the meaning is different, our default pratyaya is an. So just like in earlier section, we had seen many different apavadas to an in apatyartha. Similarly, in these sections also, we have been given an artha, and in certain, we are not going to study the entire stuff, of course, but the same logic, utsarga apavada, we are going to see. But the sutras, which are just giving us the meaning condition, the arthas, in all these sutras now onwards, till we start another pratyaya adhikara, our outsargik pratyaya is an. So all these uh, sutras, everywhere an, because this is our default pratyaya. For this default pratyaya now is getting enjoined in these meanings. So our first new meaning is tena raktam ragat. Pratyaya is an. Till now, when we were doing the Rupa Siddhi, because our sutra was tasya apatyam, the prakruti for apatya artha an was a shashthyanta pada, a pada which was ending in shashti. Ekvachan not necessary, but shashti. And that's why Dasharathasya apatyam, Panchalasya apatyam, Revatyaha apatyam. So all these shashthyanta padas were getting our pratyaya. Now our sutra begins with a trutiyanta pada. Tena. And remember, our sutra, Artha Adhikara Sutra, the first word gives us who is the Prakriti. So our Alaukika or Laukika Vigraha Vakya, in that Vakya, our Prakriti is now going to end in Tritiya. Tena, Tritiya. So now, in this meaning, whatever meaning we will see, our Trutiyanta Pada is now going to get the Pratyaya An. Raktam, this is the meaning. Painted, colored. So tena raktam, painted by that, colored by that. So the derivative, once we add this an, is going to mean, I will write this is going to be the meaning of our derivative. Painted or colored by that. This Trutiyanta word is giving us this that. But now Rakta, if we see, it is the Ta Pratyayanta Shabda, isn't it? Rajyate anena. Sorry. Is our what we call as past participle of Ranjadhatu. Because it is past passive participle, we know Tena Raktam. If we just say this much, Devadattena Raktam, colored by Devadatta, painted by Devadatta, as well as Kashayena Raktam, painted by the color Kashaya, red ochre. Both these sentences can be the specific instances of Tena Raktam. Isn't it? Devadattena Raktam, Ta Pratyayanta. Because this Ta represents karma, our karta goes into Tritiya. But I don't want this Devadatta, Devadattena Raktam. In this sentence, I don't want this particular pratyaya to get enjoined to this Devadatta Prakriti, because I'll get some very wrong derivative. For this, one more word has been given in the sutra. Ragat. Color. Raga is rajyate anena, painted with the help of which. So raga basically means a name of a color. I can apply this sutra to come up with a derivative which will mean painted or colored by that only if this Trutiyanta pada is a name of a color. Kashayena raktam vastram, a cloth which was painted by the color Kashaya. Here I can apply this sutra, but not when Rajakena raktam vastram, a vastra which was colored by a washerman. I have given my suit to the laundry to get it colored, different color. In that sense, now there Rajaka is not the name of a color. We cannot use. Devadattena raktam vastram. We cannot use. Because Devadatta is not the name of a color. So Kashayam, literal meaning is Kashayam is that which has been colored by the color Kashaya. Sorry. Kashayaha ghataha, if I say. So a ghata which has been painted by the color Kashaya. Huh? So when you're talking about painted by, that's why I said painted, because otherwise that color, it becomes very confusing. Colored by the color, it becomes a little confusing. So painted by that, provided this that is a name of a color. Just one very quick point. Rakta, painted, colored, necessarily means that earlier that material was not of that color. It was of some other color. And then it was painted by Kashaya or whatever, Pita, Neela, whatever. So this Rakta has this particular sub meaning into it, that that which was not Kashaya has been made a Kashaya. That which did not have the original color of red ochre now has got the color red ochre. Now has become red ochre, or now has become yellow, or now has become blue. And because of that, if I say Kashayau Gardhabhasya Karnau, the ears of the donkey are Kashaya. This is what is used in language. Or Haridrau Padau, Kukkutasya Padau, Haridrau. The feet of a cockerel are yellow. Where this derivative, Kashaya, which was derived by adding an to Kashaya in the sense of Tena Raktam Ragat. But that poor donkey was born with this color. It is not that he was born with white colored ears and then somebody painted those ears. Isn't it? However, commentators tell us that this becomes part of spoken language. So here, even though grammatically you may find this to be wrong, don't go literally, don't go ekdam to the book. But this kashaya, treat it as if kashayau iva kashayau. That the karnas of the donkey, the ears of the donkey, are looking like the color of that vastra which was colored by that red ochre color. So just read this eva in this meaning. If you're going by the book, then we cannot read this. Kashayo karno gardhavasya. Wrong. Wrong grammar. But people use it. So make it grammatical by reading eva in it. Okay. Next meaning. Nakshatreణ युक्तः कालः. The name of a nakshatra will be given the pratyaya an, and our derivate will indicate yuktah kalah, a time which has conjunction with that particular constellation. Nakshatra, constellation. There are 27 constellations according to Indian Jyotisha. And this sutra is telling us that the derivate is going to tell me the time which was in conjunction with a particular nakshatra, constellation. But time is all pervasive. How can we say that time is in conjunction with a nakshatra? We cannot say that, okay, right now time is not conjuncted with that Pushya nakshatra. After half an hour, it is going to get, there is going to be a conjunction of time and the nakshatra. So technically, this yukta and kala, we cannot say they are samartha padas, because kala is always mahakala, pervasive, always there. It is always conjunction. It always has conjunction with each and every object in this universe. So here, yukta, kala is not having the conjunction with nakshatra, but the moon is having a conjunction with that particular nakshatra. Now the moon is revolving around Earth, so every day it moves, isn't it? There are 27 constellations. So if I am right now looking at the moon, which constellation is the moon closest to? That is getting shown. So this time right now is the time when moon is closest to the nakshatra Pushya and not to the Tishya. So this yukta is not kala having conjunction, but the moon having in a conjunction with that particular nakshatra, with that constellation. So derivate is giving me, it is going to denote a time when moon is in the conjunction with that particular constellation. So यहाँ पे sorry so here yukta is actually giving samipya. It is giving proximity. It is not complete conjunction. So there is a little bit of lakshana here, intended meaning. Just like when we say Gangayam Ghoshaha, a cowshed which is on Ganga. How can the cowshed be on Ganga? Ganga is fluid. So even though it is Saptami, Adhikarana Artha, we treat it as Samipya. That cowshed is so close to Ganga that it is as if on Ganga. Similarly here, Yukta is not complete conjunction of moon and the nakshatra, not possible. So it is just showing us the samipya, that moon is appearing closer to a particular constellation. Such a time, to find out the derivative, we apply an. So if we are saying Magha is one nakshatra. Magha is a nakshatra, name of a constellation. So right now, my moon, or right now, or this day is such where my moon is appearing close to the constellation Magha. The day or Ratri or Prahara, this is the hour where the moon is appearing close to the nakshatra Magha. So the time where moon is close to the constellation, we get Magha gets the pratyaya an. Then Adi Vruddhi Alop, we get Magh. Magham Ahah. Ahan is a neuter gender word, huh? That's why it is Magham. Now here, two more nakshatras are there called Tishya and Pushya with a yakara at the end. So if my moon right now is close to the nakshatra Tishya or Pushya, I'm applying An. But here, our Vartika tells us that in such a case, there should be Ya Lopa. Tishya Pushya Yoho Nakshatrani Ya Lopah iti Vacham. When you're applying this sutra, especially for these two, Tishya and Pushya Nakshatra. So Pushyena Yuktam Chandrama or Pushyena Yuktam Ahaha, a day where my moon is in conjunction with the nakshatra Pushya becomes Pausha. The year is elided. Taisha, the year is elided. Okay? So Taishi Ratri, Taisham Ahaha, Dinam, Taishaha Praharam, Taisham Praharam. And if I am not talking about a specific time, like day, night, hour, minute, half a day, half a night. These are all specific times, isn't it? So, in such a case, when we are not talking about a specific time, avisheshe, here we are told the elision of the pratyaya. Now, what do I mean by avishesha time? Is when we are talking about, in our uh, general English, what we call as a day, a 24-hour long day. It did not happen today. It did not happen yesterday, if I say. Yesterday is a very non-specific time. Yesterday doesn't mean just the morning or afternoon. It doesn't mean 4 o'clock in the evening. But it means that entire period of time of 24 hours. है ना? So it is very avishesha, not very specific time. And that's why our Vrittikara tells us 24 hours. We will just quickly discuss what this means. So when we are just talking about a very general time, like yesterday, and not saying yesterday morning, in such a scenario, nakshatrena yuktaha kalaha, since the pratyaya gets loop elided. So instead of saying ahaha, I am saying adya, yaha, shwaha, praparashwaha, whatever. Very unspecific time. Maghaya yuktaham, maghaya yuktah ahat, adya, maghaya yuktam. An is elided. A loop kind of a region. And because it is loop, pratyayasya look shlu loopaha. See this loop. We saw look, now we are looking at loop. Because it is a loop kind of a region, whatever adi vruddhi we had done, anga karya is stopped. And we will get magha adya. Today is where moon is in conjunction with Maghi nakshatra. Today, what was that? Paupushya. Now here the Yalopa is not going to take place because Yalopa was only when we are talking about a specific kala, but not when it is a avishesha kala. That's why Adya Pushya and not Pausham. Okay? Now only this is something different, a little interesting. So we will just discuss. The modern 24 minutes is considered as Ghati or Danda or Ghatika. So one Ghati means 24 minutes. So 24 hours of the day that we have modern comes to 60 gatis or dandas. And that's why our Vrittikarat is Shashti Dandatmakasya. The time which is a very non-specific, general 24-hour kind of a time you're talking about. Okay? So that is our danda. Now this is very, very important as far as Jyotisha is concerned. This sutra, these two sutras. Because certain oblations or certain yajnas, sacrifices, need to begin at a very specific time. Need to begin when that moon is in conjunction with a very specific nakshatra. And they need to finish also at a very specific time. So these two sutras, we find applicability more in Jyotish Shastra, in Jyotish, than the normal language. In normal language, how does it matter whether it is Pausha Mahaha or it is Pushya Mahaha, the Adya? Doesn't matter. But this, if you pick up any Jyotisha book, you will find these words used 100 times. And this is how we understand those words. So Pausham, what does it mean? Is this Nakshatrena Yuktaha Kara. All right. Another meaning. There is an anuvrutti of Tena. So Tena is going to give us the Prakruti. A Trutiyanta Shabda is going to get the Pratyay An. An is the Outsargik Pratyay that we are looking at. And the derivate is going to give us the meaning of Drushtam Sama. Saman is a word which is used for hymn, the Vedic hymns. Gitishu Samakhya is a Mimamsa Sutra. It defines what is a Saman. So a Saman is a hymn which is sung, which is in a meter, which can be sung. That gets the Savnya Saman. And hymns are those, for the want of a word, I'll say poems, which were, we say that these poems just presented themselves to the seers. And that's why they're called seers, because they saw these poems. So all these Vedic hymns, we don't say they were composed by the rishis, but we say that these poems presented themselves to these rishis, to these sages. So they were the seers of these poems. So those samans, those hymns, which were seen by Tena. Tena is the word who is going to get, who represents the name of that Rishi or whoever who has composed that hymn. And the derivate is going to be the Visheshana. Means what? If we say Vasishthena Drushtam Sama, that hymn which was seen by Vasishtha, the sage Vasishtha. Tritiyantapada gets the pratyaya. And we get Vasishtha. Vasishtham Sama. Saman is a neutral gender. That him which was seen by Vasishtha. That him which was seen by Vishwamitra will be Vaishwamitram Samam. That him which was seen by the Rishi Kruncha will be Krauncha. Krauncham Samam. So Vasishtha means that which was seen by the sage Vasishtha. But if we are talking about the sage Vamadeva, the Saman, that him which was seen by the sage Vamadeva, then we don't do the pratyaya an, but we are given two pratyayas, dyat and dya. So if we have Vamadevena drushtam samam, the pratyayas which have been given are dya or dyat. Both of them are dits. So there is going to be a T lopo, right? Tehi. In a dyat, takara is also in it. So technically, even though there are two pratyayas being told to us, dyat and dya, what we are going to see in the derivative is ya.
No, half an hour
Yeah.
much.
And we will get
How was it there?
Vamadevya.
Good.
Vamadevyam Samam. That him which was seen by the sage Vamadeva. The entire fourth mandala of Rigveda is it belongs to the family of Vamadeva. Rigveda is divided into 10 chapters, which are called as mandalas, out of which from 2nd to the 7th mandalas, they're what we call as the family books. Means all those mandalas, they belong to the school of certain sages. So the second mandala is Grutsamada, family belonging to the Rishi Grutsamada, the school of Grutsamada. Third is Vishwamitra. Fourth is Vamadeva. Fifth is Atri, then Bharadvaj, then Vasishtha. And eighth is both Kanva and Angirasa. And these are the oldest portion of Rigveda. And ninth is entire, all the suktas of Pavamana, Soma Pavamana, all the suktas belonging to Soma Pavamana Devata are there in the ninth mandala. And 10th is the newest mandala, and all our famous suktas, Purusha Sukta, Nasadiya Sukta, all of them are in 10th mandala. But Vamadeva, now we don't, I mean, Vasishtha and everyone, we still remember these names. Somehow Vamadeva is someone which is not very, very known nowadays. But entire mandala belongs to Vamadeva. So, Vamadevena drushtam sama Vamadevya. Okay. Can we finish? Let me see. Anyway, 3-4 sutras we'll do again next week. We are not meeting. She. All right. Parivruto ratha. Anuvrutti of tena. So Trutiyanta is going to get an. The derivate is going to mean that which has been, with which a ratha, a chariot, is completely covered. Vastrena parivrutaha. That chariot which has been covered by cloth. So vastra, vastrena parivrutaha. Trutiyanta will get the pratyaya and will get vastra. Kambalena parivrutaha. Kambala. Charmana parivrutaha. Charmannyo. Charmannaha. Very specifically, we are talking about a chariot. So if I am saying vastrena parivruta kaya, vastrena parivrutam shariram, we cannot do this. We cannot apply this sutra. We cannot say vastra kaya, vastram shariram. So very specifically, we are talking about a chariot which has been covered by something, some material. And pari means it has been completely covered from all the directions. You know? So if there is a chariot where there is just one umbrella, some part of the chariot is getting covered by umbrella. Chatrena avrutaha ratha, not parivruta. The umbrella is not completely covering the ratha. Or, in that sense, we cannot say, we cannot give this an to chatra. At the same time, this tena represents a material. So tomorrow, if my chariot has gone in a village, typically all the kids of the village will come and, cover your car. So in olden days, I'm sure the same thing would be happening. So balakaihi parivrutaha ratha. The ratha is getting completely covered by the children of the village. Even then, we cannot apply. We cannot say balakaha ratha. So here tena represents a material, whether it is vastra or kambala or the skin of the tigers or general leather. In such sense, we are doing the pratyaya an. Tatra udhrutam amatrebhya. Tatra shows adhikarana. So saptami. So here our derivate is going to be ending in saptam yantapadam, a saptami vibhakti. Not derivate, prakruti, sorry. Udhruta, placed. But udhruta literally means that something was in some other place that was picked up from that place and kept here. That is the meaning of Udhruta. So Udhrutam, Tatra Udhrutam means placed there on, placed there on. Provided that thereon is a name of an amatra utensil. So the sutra is telling us that the derivative denotes something, a material, which was placed on a utensil. And commentators tell us that this something, that material which was placed on the utensil, is necessarily a visheshana of food. So sthalyam udhrutaha odanaha, that rice which was placed on a plate, or here they have given the sharave udrataha odanaha. So odana, the rice was somewhere in the rice cooker earlier. From rice cooker, I'm taking it out and putting it on this plate called sharava. That rice, which from some other place was taken and placed on sharava, becomes sharavaha odanaha. If I'm talking about a soup which was placed on sthali, sthalyam udrutam supam, soup is food which was placed in a plate, soup bowl, will become sthalam supam. Supam, vyanjanam, odanaha, whatever. Apupam. So necessarily we are talking about food which was placed tatra from somewhere else. The pratyaya enjoined is an. And the food item which was processed there, anuvrutti of tatra. Bhakshaha necessarily means bhakshante iti, that which is eaten. And how is that a food, that edible, eatable, or whatever? It was sanskrutam. Sanskruta means sato gunadhanam samskaraha. Samskaram. Iti, samskaraha, sorry. What do we mean by samskara? Means samskara is that process due to which there is the merits are increasing. Only then we say it as a samskar. Sato gunadhana. The good merits are increasing. Only then we call it as a samskara. So bad samskara is an oxymoron. Samskara cannot be bad. When we call it sanskruta, it means only that the virtues are increasing. It is becoming more edible. It is becoming more tasty. So that which has been processed, so that the virtues are becoming better, it is becoming very tasteful. Such a food item, this is the meal. So, Brashtreshu Sanskrita, the the grains which have been processed in the oven, so that they have now I can eat them. Brashtra, literally tandoor that we have, no open oven. So Brashtreshu Sanskrutaha becomes Brashtraha. Brashtra is a place where an edible thing is getting Sanskrita, is getting processed. So we are talking about a place where that Sanskriti, that whatever is uh, edible thing is getting Sanskrita, is becoming better, tastier, edible. So tomorrow I'm cooking the rice grain in a kumbha. It becomes Kumbhe Sanskrutaha. Kumbhe Sanskrutaha. Adi Vruddhi. It will become Kaumbha. Kaumbha Odanaha. So here in this, we are going to see more of the arthas than of the pratyayas. Very few pratyayas we will see. It's more of the artha heavy prakarana we are going to see. So if you remember in our first lecture, I had said 55 different meanings. This an is enjoined. We have seen a few of those today. Okay?
Thank you, madam. Happy New Year to you.
Yes. Now
You
we
may,
will meet in the new year.
and
So
happy New
thank
Year to
you.
all my fellow learners. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
Thank
all of
Yes.
you.
you.
Thank
Happy
you
New
to
Year
you
to
too.
everyone.
Happy New Year,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you.
All
We
very
will meet
over.
now on 5th. Yes.
All this is very overwhelming. Actually, there are so many sutras. It's
Yes, 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 yes,
mind-boggling.
yes. Yes, yes. It is overwhelming. And yeah. So unfortunately, it's a very big prakarana also. And for us, actually, we are just going to, the idea is to finish the An prakarana. The other pratyayas, if we have time, I don't think we will, we have missed so many lectures. If we have time, we will see other prakaranas, but we are going to see how many different meanings this An is getting enjoyed. But yes,
Madam, if you don't mind me saying, even our
yes,
Subantas, which we are learning,
yes,
also plenty of sutras.
yes, 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 that is true. And I really don't have answer to this, truthfully.
Abhyasena Kaunteya.
Yeah, that is there. And see, basically, 2 years, it is impossible to learn and remember everything. I always say that your learning will start after 2 years, where you take that kind of an amount to at least digest how to read a sutra, and the coverage is just too much. It's too deep and too many sutras and too much of a prakriya. I know. It's just that try to keep up. No other way of going about it.
Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Thank
And
you,
we will meet
madam.
next.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank